The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. Welcome to the Phoenix music scene on the YetiRadio.com.
It's alive!
The Yeti. Oh, yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I'm the Yeti. Welcome to the Yeti Radio. And tonight is another very special night. We will have live in studio Burned Bridges, the whole band. And been looking forward to this one for quite some time. So stay tuned. We're going to open it up with one of their songs off of their new CD. And my computer's not functioning correctly, as usual. That's what I get for having live radio. Here is Searching from Burned Bridges on the Yeti Radio.
Searching for love so true, gonna find out that it's right in front of you. All these years and trying times, I played my hand trying to
Ladies and gentlemen, Burn Bridges.
Woo!
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So I know, Del, you and I have done an interview before.
Yes, it was quite fun.
But as you can tell, I prefer in person because it's a little more personable. Digital's okay. We had fun. It was a blast.
Yes.
But this is way more fun, for me as far as producing it and putting everything together and having the fun that we get to have. But if you would, go ahead and pass the mic and or after you and introduce yourselves to everybody.
All right. Hey, everybody. What's up? This is Dale. I'm lead singer for Burn Bridges.
I have to follow that. Hi, I'm Ron. I play guitar in Burn Bridges.
I am Brian. I play bass in Burn Bridges. I guess that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep saying we're in Burn Bridges.
I am Burn Bridges, and I play for drums.
You tell him, Mike.
So his name is Michael.
Michael, okay.
Yes. And Mike is our new drummer. So let's give it up for Mike. Yay. Yeah.
Sorry I don't have the applause sound effect queued up. Had I known he was going to do that, I'd have been better prepared. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
That was more better.
yeah.
Like, ooh, yeah.
So let's see. How did you guys meet? How did you put the band together?
So let's do the short story. Let's do the short version of it.
Oh! So he's going to let me tell the story, so it can be short.
Well, Michael's new, so we know this.
I was in a project. We were looking for a singer. We went on Craigslist of all god awful places to go to find anybody to play music with, and this dude answered the ad, and so he showed up. We played Overwhelmed, and like I wanted to, like my hair was standing on end. I'm like, God, I hope this guy wants to do this project, and luckily he did. And then that project ended.
You left that part.
What?
I wrote the lyrics to Overwhelmed on the spot.
Oh yes, he did. He did write the lyrics to Overwhelmed on the spot. I forgot that part.
Well, that's a lot to be said.
That is a lot to be said. That is for that song to come up with that right then was I was pretty surprised when he said that after he sang it, because it seemed very much already prepared, because it was pretty much exactly what it is
Right.
in that moment, what it is today. So, but that project broke up, and he and I decided that we were going to stick together. I wrote all the music. He wrote all the lyrics, so all that went with us. And man, it's been a journey. We've had some really really good musicians in the band along the way as Burn Bridges has been developed. And miss and appreciate everyone that's been a part of it. But now we've got Ron, who is.
So I found Ron.
Wow.
I need the mic.
Oh, hold on.
So I found Ron on Facebook, and I was long story short, he was actually trying to get in somebody else's band. I think that's what it was. You're trying to get in somebody else's band?
I had just moved out here. I was trying to meet people, and this Dell messages me, and he's like, "Yeah, we do this hard rock, soul. I play a ton of blues, jazz, rock, country if it pays me." And he just said, "Well, I sent him some clips of my playing, and I said, I don't do a ton of metal or anything like that." But he goes, "No, I think you'll be great for this. Just give it a shot." And I was like, "Okay." And the next thing I knew, I was in the band, man. So
That long story short, because I do remember that conversation. You were like, I don't know if I can really give you what you guys want. And I'm like, dude, yes you can. I've heard all your music. Yes you can. You can give us exactly what we need.
I've seen it come show everybody else.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Did the hair stand up on your arms again?
When he played?
Yes.
I don't like that guy.
Oh, okay.
He shaves his arms now.
And so then fast forward, we I put out an ad, looking for a drummer, and then I will give a shout out to Paul from Stereo Rex for help, for helping me with that, because I put it on an ad on Facebook, and then I reached out to several people personally that I know, and then Paul was one of the ones that did answer, and he put me in touch with Mike, and we had a couple tryouts, right before we got with Mike, but Paul was the link that hooked us up with
Awesome.
Mike from so shout out to Paul, shout out to Stereo Rex, appreciate you guys. So I'm gonna let Mike speak.
Okay.
Hey guys, number one, we all love Ron very much, for sure. He's a fantastic talent. I played with a lot of guys around town and other places as well, and this one fit. The instant that I was speaking with Paul, I'd met him because I was playing in another band. We're looking for an additional band to work out with the cancellation that we had for a booking for Scott Rowe, All in a Row Productions,
Okay.
over there at Gypsy's Roadhouse. So I'm just put it out on Facebook. I had never talked to Paul before, got to know him through that. He was discussing that, describing his entrepreneurship in videos and things like that, and Stereox has some great videos, so we were talking about that. I kept staying in touch for some reason, and he called me one morning. I was on the job, doing my day job, which, I really would love music to pay for all my bills, but unfortunately it hasn't yet, but it doesn't mean I haven't been putting in all the effort and the practice putting in to try to get there, and this band has that talent, and I appreciate the referral from Paul. Del and I spoke within an hour of me even getting any idea about it, and I was very interested, and I almost backed out of it. The last, how it goes, the last 30 minutes right before you're coming on point, and but I'm glad I pushed through and had that first initial practice, because it's great material. I'm so happy to be part of the team now, see all the hard work these guys have put in, that I've been doing in the same kind of a project, but was able to put my resources together to just come right into something that was already an operational piece of machinery that had good sound and great theatrical presence. Paul said, "Hey man, this singer, he really blew us off the floor, man. I was so impressed with him down in Tucson when we played a gig with him, and he's an entertainer. You gotta check this band out." So the rest is pretty much, as they say, history.
Awesome. So what year was it you two got together the first time?
Oh man, it's been 4.5 years. So it's 2019.
2019? Okay.
Yeah, it's 2019. Yeah,
And what year did Ron come on?
a little over a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we fast tracked him and gave him like 3 weeks to be able to play our New Year's Eve show. So no pressure. And he did all right. I have to say he did all right. And then we did write a song called Pressure. Yes, we did. So
your biggest influences, and which one is the absolute biggest as far as past or present, that you would do anything to open for?
Ooh.
Yeah. So we're putting me on the spot here. Okay.
Just the first one.
Okay. To open for, right?
Yes.
Oh. Can I pick Burn Bridges from the Past?
Okay.
I don't know. It's a great question. Dell's gonna hate me for this one, but it would be really, really cool to have played like Monterey Pop Festival and open for Hendrix before he set his guitar on fire. But
I hate you for that.
you hate that comparison.
Well, I get it all. I hate it. I love Jimmy. You know, I didn't grow up on Jimmy, but I love Jimmy.
But present now, I guess I'm making your question a two-parter there.
That's fine.
Present now, maybe somebody like it would have to be in the genre. I shouldn't have made this a two-parter. I'll have to get back to you on that. Here you go, Del.
Well, I can answer past and present. Past, it would definitely have to be Donny Hathaway. I know my answer may shock a lot of people, but for those that really know me, know my background, it would definitely have to be Donny Hathaway if I ever had the opportunity. I would definitely love to open for him. Yes, Ron. Ron raised his hand.
Yes.
I did. So Del, question counterpoint on this. You said for those who really know you, it'd be Donny Hathaway. We were discussing Donny Hathaway about 5 minutes ago, so anybody who knew you for 5 minutes would know that it'd be Donny Hathaway.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. See, that's why me and Ron get along so well.
Right.
Now, if it had to be somebody present, it would definitely have to be Lenny Kravitz.
Okay. Nice.
That'd be fun. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm still thinking.
Speaking
That'd
of
be a killer
counterpoint,
interview.
speaking of counterpoint, Lenny Kravitz, I want to fly away, yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyhow, little harmony trick there. So I would have to say, after having that initial tryout with these guys, I called Paul and I told him, "You're right, man. The dude's like David Lee Roth, man." You know, so I would say Van Halen.
Okay.
Big influence in my life. Dad took me to the concert for Diver Down Tour, '82. I was 12. Changed my life. I've been a rock and roll drummer ever since. But, you know, we're talking about Hendrix, Mitch Mitchell, Keith Moon. So The Who, that would be a great band to, you know, I mean, even down to Allison Krauss and Union Station. They're fantastic. And I like all genres of music and try to keep well versed in all the different types of styles and things, and try to be a true professional if you can be, you know.
Absolutely.
But I'm a rock and roll drummer. There's a conflict there.
All right.
But you know, a good one though. So all right, I'll give it back to you. Okay.
All right. So this is hard for me. So for like the new stuff, it's really hard because I don't listen to radio. Like I listen to like local bands. So it's hard. Like, you know, like I got some favorite bands or whatever that I like to go see. But as far as like past, I would like, even though they're still around, Iron Maiden back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden back in the day, and that one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life was an Iron Maiden, their Power Tour or Power Slave Tour. Guns N' Roses was supposed to open up. Of course, they didn't. So they came out and played for 2.5 hours in the rain. They played Power. They played the other out. They played everything. It was fabulous. It was like the best concert I've ever been to. Today. Oh, I called Iron Maiden fat. I'm sorry if that's offensive to anybody that's in the metal scene.
Fabulous.
It was. Hey, man, you know.
I thought you were going to mention Vixen.
Wow.
But like, man, bands. Like, there's these bands that I like, but man, it's hard for me to say a band that I would open.
Really hard.
It's a hard question for me because like is there this band out there for me today that I'm like, man, I'm going to do anything to open up for? I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. There's bands that are amazing that I love that are out there that I would pay money to see. But I mean, how hard would I? You know, I don't know. I don't know if there's one that I would do anything for.
Right. That's understandable.
I mean,
Chili Peppers.
Yes, that's my vote.
Okay, I'll go with Chili Peppers. I would love to open for the Chili Peppers. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just keep the mic.
Mic restriction.
Yeah.
Yellow M&Ms.
If we could open up for any present band, I finally figured it out. I should have come to this one sooner. We'd have to unfortunately go back like 6-7 months ago to make it legitimate here, but I got to go with the Foo Fighters.
I can go with that.
Okay.
But we need Taylor Hawkins. May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. Yes.
But no, my vote would be the Foo Fighters for a present band.
Yeah.
Took me a minute. Thank you for saying Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Saved everyone. Yeah.
Which is why I'm the front man.
Right.
Just play bass, man.
So,
Play bass.
your music philosophy as a band.
Who cries first?
Good one. And that would be me, because I put it all out on I put it all out on the stage, and
Yes, you do.
and leave it there. So what you see is what you get. I'm not afraid to shed a tear. I'm not afraid to tell my story, my background. I'm not afraid. You can't be afraid when you put it out there. You got to be real and be honest about it, because people know when you're being fake. So for me, it's just as simple as this is, not cliche or anything. Just keep it real.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't when I write stuff, like I'm not thinking about like, hey, what am I doing here? You know, like I'm not. It's just whatever's inside. Like I'm not like I didn't plan to write Searching that way. It just happened. Like I didn't think about it. Like, oh, I should do these notes. Well, okay, there is a funny story behind that, but it's not that. I mean, like I wanted to write a bass line where I used every note on a single string from the 3rd fret to the 10th fret, and that's Searching.
Okay.
You know, it's just
They come together like that.
stupid. It's like stupid things like that drive me in my writing. So.
Well, no, but that's how you do what you do. You know, and it's and to hear the different styles and formats that are used, be it the old school storylines,
Yeah.
you know, in the songs, or the entire album, you know, and stuff like that is what's really cool, you know, and his storylines, because, you know, things that have happened to him in his life, and that's great, you know, putting it all out there that way. So
Yeah, I just got lucky and written some stuff that matches up with his emotions and words. So,
yeah,
yay.
absolutely.
I'd like to add to that, even though I'm the newest member in the band. You know, I'm very grateful because, you know, these guys, after January 1, when we got back together and I was given the job, we got 3 or 4 new songs within the last, you know, just the faucet's been turned on for some reason, and Brian's really bringing some great stuff to the table. He's really coming up, already has a whole lot of stuff to offer as far as lyrical content, and the things are just happening within rehearsal, you know, pretty much skeleton of a song, and songs always evolve over time. But they're all new to me since I'm not the new guy, which is great, man. It's a fun place to be, and I'm looking forward to playing a lot of shows. These, you know, these guys are getting phone calls, and you know, I'm ready to work, you know. So I couldn't think of a better referral to get back into the music scene where something's actually happened with originals and stuff, you know, instead of you know, just tromping the same clubs with the same sets.
Right.
You know, playing the 4-hour gigs, and I mean, I want to get in and out of there in an hour and a half or so, maybe 2 hours, you know, instead of playing all night other people's music. And I have that creative desire as well as these guys. So right when they come up with a riff, I'm hearing stuff in my head, and it's coming together pretty quick, which is always the best way that songwriting can go. It's either, you know, you're having to push a can up a hill, you know, you might as well just when it comes together good, take those times well, and always try to write the best you can, but keep it real, like he's saying. You know, if you have that block, or not a whole lot's going on and you're not really writing, well, then get out and play the songs you have, and that inspiration will come again, as we know as artists. You know, it comes in little pockets of time, and I'm glad to be in one right now with these guys, because there's coming up with some great material, I'm telling you.
Awesome. definitely looking forward to it. But, you always have to find the groove, the vibe, and roll with it. And I know just from what I've seen from meeting these guys, it's been phenomenal. And I wish you the best of luck with them, and it's going to be great.
I think Ron wants to say something.
Okay.
You want to say something, Ron?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just glad we're all in this pocket of time together, as Michael as Michael said.
It's a beautiful pocket in time,
It's
Ron wants to say something.
it's a wonderful pocket
and
of
we're
time
capturing
to be in. And this moment will just live on and on through the wonderful binary of the internet. But anyhow, it's a wonderful thing to just be in the moment and create great music and be honest and take all of that, put it on a stage, cry a little bit, and have a great time with yourself. So,
absolutely.
And I am proud to say, at one point or another, they've all cried.
Absolutely. Every morning.
So, what's your favorite song to perform?
That's a good question. My favorite song is actually not the one everybody think it might be. My favorite song to perform is actually "Road to Nowhere."
Okay.
Because I love the story behind "Road to Nowhere." I love it's just, man, that song. Wow, it does me in. I mean, "Overwhelmed" is my second favorite, but "Road to Nowhere" is my favorite song to do.
Okay.
So, like "Overwhelmed" is my favorite song, but not my favorite song to play because I'm an idiot and I wrote it really stupid technical. And I got a lot of shit in there that I got to be perfect on. So there's a lot of concentration during that, My favorite song, "Cigarettes and Whiskey." Love. When we come out of the breakdown and come back into the chorus, that part every single time. Just, I want to throw my bass across the room and I'm just angry. I get so mad in that, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's like, because there's that point in the song where, there's that character in that song that's realizing that honestly, the only thing that he's got left in his life is cigarettes and whiskey. That's it. That's all I got. I got nothing else. And that's like, I feel that every single time. And I love that. Like, that's my favorite thing to play that part.
So really quick about "Cigarettes and Whiskey." So "Cigarettes and Whiskey" is actually the oldest song,
Right.
On that. I wrote that some years ago, and when I was with another band, and it started out with this 12-bar blues type deal. But when that band broke up, of course, I kept my lyrics. And so then when Brian and I met up and we were in a previous band, they were messing around, just randomly messing around one day. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I got words for this. So that was like the new beginning. And then once that band broke up, I kept my lyrics again, and then we kept messing around with it, and we changed it around and everything until it evolved to where it is now. So yeah, so that would be my third favorite song. But
An evolutionary track.
Yes, definitely.
Songs evolve. It's true. They're their own living creature.
So let's see. My favorite song to play live. Oof.
Black Magic Woman.
Oh, I do. That's a new one. I do like Black Magic Woman. Not the Santana song. I really like Searchin'. That's a fun one. It's fun to do the Hendrix thing on that. I like to approach the majority of my guitar playing for this band as what would Hendrix do, or sometimes Neil Young, more Hendrix than Neil Young, and then occasionally hear some really cool jazzy or rock thing, and I just base it off of that. But I mean, they kind of get me through it. So Searchin' or Black Magic Woman, or whatever one Dell doesn't like. So
Oh, well, then Breathe.
oh, I don't. Well, Brian says I don't care to play Breathe either. So that didn't work.
Well,
Okay, but real quick, I'm going to say that, that we love all of our songs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love playing all of our songs. Like, there's like, yeah,
But
there's
you're
just
gonna
certain
have a
songs
favorite.
that just, yeah, right.
But per his question,
Yeah, there's always going to be that one. They're all great, but we love all our music. But this one just.
Let me say this about cigarettes and whiskey, if I may add in, because I have a pretty long, extensive line of being familiar with cigarettes and whiskey. Hey, at least, the only worst story that could happen is when the guy falls down the hole and he doesn't have even cigarettes or whiskey. At least we have cigarettes and whiskey, boys. We're gonna be all right. So I mean, it's a tale of hope for me.
Right?
It's a tale of hope. As long as I have cigarettes and whiskey, I think I might be all right. Christ's sakes, man, you guys are complaining about too much. Hey, give me another smoke, would you? You got any whiskey?
all I have is my cigarettes.
My cigarettes and whiskey remain. That's a tale of hope for an Irish Catholic boy like me.
You are the new guy.
Yes.
And the drummer.
Yes.
And you're having to learn all of this. So
Yeah.
what sticks out the most for you?
Well, when I Searching is one of my favorite songs to play live, number one, and it was my favorite to listen to and go down that sled ride, as I was describing to Brian earlier today, of that great kind of a Jane's Addiction, Jimi Hendrix feel on guitar with the big wah and the big sound, and to have his voice involved with that, I'm like, man, that matches up with a lot of my influences, and I could play this stuff every night. I like it, and Road to Nowhere, I got hooked with this band, man. I was listening to working my regular day job, driving my truck. I kept looping these songs, and I just would catch each one. And sending them to all my family members. Oh my God, listen, you got to listen to this song. You got to listen to this song. I just become on fire for, I'm still on fire for, and we're writing new stuff. So I would say Cigarettes and Whiskey and Searching are my favorite two off the first debut album. And we're rapidly approaching a second album, it seems, so I'm looking forward to being a part of that for sure. And I just want to say thanks to Yeti Radio for always, helping out the scene. We couldn't do it without you. It's great to have enthusiasm out there. And because Phoenix, actually, I've been here all my life, I know. You go away from it for a while after you've been here for a long time, and you always want to come back, that there's that desert sound out here, that wet desert smell,
Well, and I have to thank you guys and all the other bands, because if not for you guys, I wouldn't get to do what I do. And that's just phenomenal. I did get to meet Pete Cummings one night, and
That's what she said too.
yeah.
That's what she said.
You'll have to listen to it later to get that one.
Okay.
But he's with the Moonshine Voodoo Band, and they were playing out at Hidden Lake, and I got to talk to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I've seen you around on social media." He says, "I wish we had 10 more of you." So I was like, coming from him, I was like, wow. So I'm not going to stop now. Not that I ever was, but I keep that in the back of my mind, coming from somebody like from him that's been in the radio scene here for God knows how long, and it was just really awesome. Yeah. But with that said, we're going to take a quick intermission, and we're going to listen to Night Skies right here with Burned Bridges live in the Yeti Radio studio.
The color of night, nothing inside. Drug at its fight.
Burn Bridges live in the Yeti studio right here on Twitch and YouTube via Restream. Woo!
Yeah.
So
let me do this right quick.
okay.
Welcome back to Yeti Radio. Live.
Awesome. Man, I'm gonna have to start getting I'm gonna need a DR. 16 track. Separating everything.
I didn't want to do my full, concert voice. But,
Right. But the he hit on it. New projects. You're working on new music. I know you're not going to divulge too much information. Going to be another EP? Are you looking at doing an LP?
I would like to do a full. I mean, we did 8 songs, so I guess 8 songs nowadays is considered an album.
Yeah.
For younger people, that they used to call them albums. But vinyl's out there now, so but I would love to do a little bit more than 8 songs. I mean, we got the material, we got the goods with the 4 of us, and right now we are working on new material as well. If anybody also, because one of the things I love what we do when we have new stuff, we try them out in the shows and work them out, because that's what we did with the first album. All those songs, I mean, golly, me and Brian were laughing a while back because we were like, dude, we've been doing these songs for like almost 3 years. And, before they were recorded.
Okay.
It was like 2 years, but it was about 2 years before we actually recorded them that we were already doing those songs. And I for me, I think that's the best way to really iron out songs. Put them out there, work on them as you go along. Then by the time you get to the studio, boom, you already know what you're gonna do with those songs. Because we didn't spend a whole lot of time in the studio, on those songs. I want to give a shout out to Tommy Gibbons as well, who worked with us and was patient with us, and he wrote, and he actually played guitar on on 2 of the songs. 2 of the songs actually. So awesome. I do want to give a shout out to him, and really, thank you is not enough, but because he actually took his time and worked with us.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Excuse me. So still in the same direction, mixing it up a little bit, coming up with anything new as far as sound?
I think as far as the sound, because now that Ron is, Ron brings more that jazz blues sound. We still have the hard rock sound. We still have the soul. Brian's actually, at least to me, for me, he's bringing more funk, in with his bass lines into it. And then Mike, with his diverse background, the music. I think we're becoming adults. We were kids. I say we were kids, and now we're growing up a little bit. And I've noticed the sound is expanding. I think we've grown a lot. From where me and Brian started out to where we are now. And like Brian said, shout out to everybody that has played with us, been part of this band, because they too helped with the evolution, of this band. So I will never ever take away anybody's contribution who's had a hand in this band. So, but where we're at now with the 4 of us, the music, I think it has more of a, do I want to say a fatter, solid sound?
Polished?
A little bit more polished, tighter. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's like the comment that I get the most is that, like, people go like, wow, man, you guys are tight. Like, and I love to hear that. Like that, that says a lot, like when people, when other artists noticed that, like, the band is together.
Right. Absolutely.
And as far as like the new stuff, again, like I just play what's in me, but I think that it's different, but just because, like, I don't want to write the same. I don't want to write the same song again and again and again. So I'm always trying to find that new different song, and you know, I like to play it like, you know, like, oh, I want that to kind of sound like a hip hop song, you know, or I want this or that, or, you know, like there's so many different genres that we can place inside of the music that like it's like, and that we enjoy doing it that way. That it, you know, like it.
So basically, keeping with the core sound.
Core sound.
Core sound, yes.
Core sound, yeah.
But we've expanded.
It's gonna evolve, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
every band evolves a little bit, you know. I mean, sure, there's some bands that, you know, like absolutely like their sound is the same. Like it's like album to album, it's the same. Like every song, even though they're different, they're very similar and like across the board. But there's really great bands that do that over and over again. Like, right, you know,
Right.
like AC/DC, like they're not known for being wildly eclectic, right? They do what they do, but they do it great,
Right. Absolutely.
right? You know, so, but yeah, I mean, I think we're just a little, yeah, like we're a little bit of everything, you know. So, you know, it's nice to have that freedom. Like when I'm playing, I can think that like, ooh, I want to play like maybe a more poppy feeling song and make it a Burn song, and you know, if they're open to it when I bring them something, then we'll do it and we'll make it that.
Awesome. Very cool.
So I'm gonna let Ron say some things about it.
I guess it's my turn to speak now. Thank you, Brian. So, how have we changed? I would say it's definitely different now. I am not trying to take credit for any of the previous stuff. That was all before me. I'm just thankful I get to play all of it. It's all really fun. I enjoy all of it. But as far as the newer stuff, the handful of songs we've thrown together here, it's been really great. I really like them. I want to say some of it's a good bit more melodic. I not to say that the other stuff isn't melodic, but I mean some of the stuff you can hum, you can sing. Some of it's a bit catchier, a bit more improv based. You know, I've gotten us to throw some bluesier stuff in there. I don't even want to say bluesier songs. I like to look at this as more of like a bluesier departure within a different song. So some of it's still it can groove, it can funk, it can do whatever, but we're taking we have these fun little moments, be it a bluesier moment or a poppier moment, or you know, or back to the original Burn Bridges sound, which I am now a part of, and it's a wonderful thing. And I think we're just kind of like Del said, we're growing up. I mean, I just learned how to put my pants on yesterday and not have them backwards. So
Awesome. Good job, Brian. You're a great teacher.
So I mean, as we all pull up our pants, our proverbial pants here, we're making better music. We're doing different things, and that's personally also one of my favorite things. I never really enjoy bands who release the same album 10 times over 10 years. A lot of people say, oh, well, this sounds nothing like their old stuff, or whoever the artist is. And it's like, yeah, that's the coolest part. You get so many different genres and so many different styles, and you know how we play something versus how somebody else plays the same style. It all comes together to be a little more unique and to make a product that is ours and that we want to share with people. And that's really what it comes down to. So today we put on our pants. Hopefully tomorrow we put on our socks and our shoes and see where we go.
Well,
I'm a part hippie, so I like to be barefoot. You know,
you can leave the mic with him real quick, because
okay.
he gets to expand on all this, because I'm getting ready to twist the question on you.
Okay.
Because you came in and you had to learn
everything.
I can't show it to you, but I have the CD. Well, you guys know that because you signed it. Yeah. But you had to learn that and play it, and you do an amazing job. But you came in playing, you know, that, and you had to learn that. Now, with your talents and getting to write the new stuff and put your twist on it, how's that feel, or how's that work? How's it?
Honestly, guys, it's a lot more fun. It's something that I really like. So I've studied music at college levels. I've played professionally. I've done a ton of different genres, and so this is more fun because I love playing guitar, but I also love getting to be the guitar player. I love getting to take a fun solo or a terrible solo, try something, see if it works, and if you fall on your face, you fall on your face. Nobody will remember. Except the one guy live streaming everything now, but anyhow, with the
Damn Yeti.
I mean, some of that's just abominable, but
Hold on. There we go.
But so the new stuff has been really fun because I don't know if Brian notices. Del might. I don't know, but I try to take it and I try to, he'll have an idea and I'll expand upon it a little bit, or I'll
You dance now.
Well, and that's where I'm getting at, because you had to learn this and perform it, and again, you do an outstanding job at that. But now you're in the process and significantly more room to breathe and bring more of your talents to the forefront and show them, what you're made of.
right.
Because you got to answer the same question.
I know. But he ain't had to show me nothing. 'Cause I knew that. I heard it. And I'm like, this dude's staying. Look, he don't know this. He don't know this part. But I think I told Brian later on. I was like, I gotta snatch this dude up before he get tainted.
Right?
So to answer the question, I think what I really again is just sneaking fun little guitar parts and things. I really, as much as I love to be the guitar player, I really love the arrangement side of things. I love the orchestration of things. So I look at a song more as a guitarist, but also like a conductor and orchestra, different parts, so on and so forth. But when it all comes down to it, I really like being able to take that knowledge and say, okay, how can I make this chorus, how can I expand upon this chorus, make it feel bigger, give it more impact, what does this verse need, what's catchy enough for me to play, but to not be in Dell's way, what is something I can do to
What? I try to do everything I can to be all over you.
That's it. I'm playing Breathe, and I'm playing it twice as fast.
Yeah, so it's something just where I like to kind of take these songs and take what we're writing and bring more genres into it. I definitely I try to jazz things up here and there. Even on the rock side, I'll play some prettier chords with stuff and just in the most musical, geekery, partially snobby way. I love putting some very, as some people call them, adult style chords into our music, and that are more harmonically complex. And I just love bringing a little more flavor. If I can take a chord and make it just a little more interesting, grab your ear, and make you think, "Ooh, what was that?" Then I've done a good job. And again, as long as everybody's listening to Del sing.
Absolutely. And I have to apologize. I know I've butchered the question because while you were talking initially, it came to me about you being, learning the first one, but now getting to show yourself off. That's and I'm still fighting for the right words for that question. I know both are talented and enough to understand what I'm trying to get at, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I just, it's phenomenal, and I honestly really can't wait to hear the new stuff. So I want a date. I know I'm not going to get one today, but
we already played some of them live.
You asked him, and he's not even the newest member. So I'd like to have an opportunity. I think I know what you're getting at, and you come into a situation and there's something that's already been written on the chalkboard and you're going to need to learn it. And, but I don't necessarily write that way on a chalkboard, but I can, kind of idea. But not in every case, Hey, something works, it works. There's no reason to change anything that isn't broken, kind of an idea. And you also want to come in and, you're trying to play with your bandmates with the material they have together, and you want to give them the same product that was being delivered prior to that to get everything running smooth instead of throwing any big wedges in. So the idea is learn the material, play it well. If there's a little bit of refinement that you can do in that process as you see fit, as your skill level or whatever comes naturally to you, then make that move, and as long as it's benefiting the song, in certain ways, not making any big changes, but then cross over to now I have ownership on this material that we're creating. Right?
Yes.
So I'm liable. So there's a little more pressure, Now there's pressure enough to play something that somebody's already laid down, but now it's all on. Now it's you. You're on the record now. So I like Ron, like it that way. I hear. I feel and hear the symphonies in my head as well. If I don't have it in my head, there's a pretty big CD player in there. And it's been a pleasure. These guys can throw some stuff down really quick. They're not timid. They're not afraid. They want to rock and roll. That's what I want to do. It's time to get on with it and start playing as many gigs as we can. And the bigger venues, the better. And the more fans, the better. And more cigarettes and whiskey, the better. Michael Porter, peace out.
Well, with the story from earlier, he's playing a song and he drops the lyrics like that.
Yeah.
You better grab a hold of the reins and hang on.
Yeah.
Because you go be on a ride.
We're on a working horse right here.
It's funny. Like sometimes it literally happens like that. Like we were talking earlier and telling you, like we wrote one of our new songs is called Pressure. That song took like an hour to put together. Like, and it was like, okay, we're done. Like that's it. There's a song done. Yeah. Like as a band, because it started out when we were
introducing a different song to Del, and then Del said something about, I just want to get a bluesier sound, and then he said, here you go.
Well, no, because I was just sitting there, I was just playing the main little riff, and he's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's just some thing I didn't think anything of. I'm like, man, it's like nothing. And he's like, keep playing it, and then I'm like, well, I don't even know where to go with it. And then he like started singing the chorus. I'm like, oh, and then I go like this, okay, and then all right, we got a song. Let's see what we can do with this. Yeah, and he was just Yeah, it was when he was working with him to get ready for New Year's Eve. Yeah, but like, and I'm going to give the mic back to you in just a second, Ron, so you can finish your thought. But what I wanted to say is that, like, and I know this is the same not only for myself but for Del. When we brought Ron in, like we've always said, like, yeah, we want you to be as close as you can to the album, but like be yourself. Like always be like, we want you to be yourself now, so that when you get to the writing part, we already have that little ideas. And trust me, there's things that are in the songs that we play from the album that on stage that he plays differently, and I know that he does, and I love what he does. And so like we have these two different, like we literally have in some cases two different songs.
Right.
We have the album song, and then we have what we actually play.
Okay.
But same for him. Always like be yourself. Like we need, like that's what we need. Like we've always wanted that. We don't want you to be that somebody else.
Right.
You're filling a spot that somebody else was in, and yes, there are certain things like my thing is like as a bass player, if a drummer can make me dance, I'm moving. You're probably doing the right thing.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, yeah.
So
it doesn't have to be pretty that I'm dancing, just that I'm dancing. It's a good thing.
So you have the roots, and then you can have the freedom to ad lib a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, just don't overdo the song.
He's gotten better at ad libbing. I'm probably more the ad libber, but he's gotten better.
Well, and
I'm not a flat. I like. He's tried to get me to play solos. Like, oh, play a solo. I'm like, I'm not that dude. Like, I get more. It's because I don't like it. It's not like a joyous thing for me. I'm not going to get up there and be like, oh, I played this great solo. And I get that, and I understand that people do enjoy that, and they get joy out of that. I get joy out of writing a great song.
Okay.
That I'd rather write a really great groovy bass line than a really killer solo all day long. That's my goal, is to write good bass lines.
Am I greedy for wanting to listen to both?
Not at all. Not at all. And I love listening. And I love listening to guys like Wooten and all these guys that are just like amazing. I love listening. I listen to them all, right? It's not my style, so I don't like strive for it. So like I don't like.
Okay.
Well, oh God,
you and I had that conversation before, where if you're doing originals and you screw up the lyrics, it's your song.
Yeah, who knows?
It doesn't. Nobody's gonna know.
For a stroke on the golf course.
Ron.
Yeah, so I was just gonna add to all of that and to kind of answer the first half of the question that I think was, how do you deal with learning all of that material? And I think the most important thing, I know nobody here has said the word, but I think we've put the message across, is that we might not play exactly what's on the album. I'll play Cigarettes and Whiskey, I play the same notes, blah blah blah, whatever. But while the notes are most definitely important, that's not the most important part. The most important part is the intent. That when I learn this song, because I'm never gonna sound like whoever recorded that. I can't even tell you who recorded those songs. I know Tommy, our good friend Tommy Gibbons played guitar on 2 of them, and but as far as I know, there were a handful of different people involved in that process, and like I said, that was before me. So I can't tell you, but what I can tell you is that when I sit down to learn these songs, I want to have the intent of the original musicians who played on there, and I might change a note here or there, but as long as the intent is there and the energy is there, then you'll get through them, and song might evolve a little bit, and you're left with you're left with the 4 of us playing the songs that 2 of them recorded.
Okay.
Can I give a quick shout out right quick?
Absolutely.
All right, so there are some people in England that will be checking this out, so I do want to shout out to all my people in England. There's like quite a few people in Wigan, and there's which is not far from Manchester. So I just want to give a shout out for them, because they do support us a lot. So just want to give everybody international. We thank you for your support. And
Taz Joplin from the Centrics is on YouTube, and he says, "Hey,
what's up? What's up? One of my favorite bands.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of my favorite bands. I love the Centrics. I don't want to name drop, because then I might miss somebody who I do support. But since Centrics is on there, yes, they are definitely one of my favorite bands that we've actually become really good friends with.
Awesome. So let's see, what's the message you want to give to your fans?
What message you want to give to them? Just stay true to who you are. Which I'll intertwine Overwhelmed in there. There are quite a few people who know the story behind Overwhelmed, and we talk about life, we talk about love, just talk random thing like Breathe was just, it wasn't a song that was really supposed to be recorded, but we ended up recording it. It was just a song that I just wrote lyrics to. It didn't really have a good meaning or anything, to it or anything like that. But we got songs with meaning. We got songs that are, fun songs. Cigarettes and Whiskey is a fun song. Like I said, and I jokingly said it's a song about hope.
Right. Definitely.
But I guess overall, the message is, and from my perspective, when it comes to the four of us, we're all our own individuals. Be true to who you are, as this says in Overwhelmed. You gotta just be true to you is really my main message. Just be true to you. Love what you do. Don't let anybody deter you from something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times I've had many people, since I've been here on the scene, tell me that, I'm not the singer that, they want me to be, or I can't do this, or my favorite will always be that I'm too soulful for a particular sound or band that they were looking for. That's going to always be my favorite quote that someone once told me. But, I stayed true to who I am, ended up meeting Brian, and then we evolved to, where we are now. So if I had a message to tell anybody, don't give up on your dream. Continue to if you love doing something, if it makes you happy, continue, as long as it's positive, continue to do it.
So what do we got coming up in the future? Any shows coming up?
Yeah. We got I think April 13th. Nope.
This month.
What? Oh, the third. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. March 31st. Tucson. He's
pulling it up right
he's
now.
pulling it up so I can speak on it.
There's two of them. we got. So March 31st.
March 31st at
It's going to be
really on top.
Thunder. We're gonna be with a band called Nikolai.
Nikolai is the band that we're playing with.
We're gonna be at Thunder Canyon Brewery.
Oh, there we go. Thunder Canyon Brewery in Tucson.
Okay. Awesome.
On the 31st, and then our next one is what? April.
They keep coming so fast. We're getting a lot of bookings.
April 3rd. Go to the www.burnbridges.com and that has everything that you need. I know. Like my drummer today was asking me, "Well, we got shows coming." I said, "Go to our website, bro." Like, I ain't got time for it.
I got you.
Music Fest.
Oh yeah.
Mesa Music
Festival. God, that's right. We also have Mesa Music Fest. Yeah.
Okay.
And April 15th. And we're looking forward to that. But I was just going to say, to see all of our up and coming dates, you just need to go to www.burnbridges.com.
Don't forget the apostrophe.
Yes, leave out the apostrophe on the website.
That is BURND. BURND bridges.com.
Yes.
So.
Up there on the TV screen.
Right there.
So most of us are old enough to remember what successful music careers were 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. So, it was the million sales, or the 100,000 sales, the million sales, for gold, for platinum. Today it's different due to technology. What today signifies for you as a successful music career? Tours, still being signed.
Not Spotify. Not streams are they are what they are. It's the way of the world, and it's what we have today. And I've done a lot of work. I moved here from Nashville. I was working in a lot of big studios out there, playing around town, whatever. And streams are great, but with the payout, you need so many bajillions of streams, and that's not the metric system. That's the technical term, bajillions. You need so many millions of streams to even be somewhat profitable. And how do you define making it in today's world? It's going to be different, as you know. Making it depends on the person, depends on the band, depends on the group. But I mean, I think now there's just so much. Now just getting things heard by people, on a local level and being able to get to that next level, I think you can consider that to making it, because what are we making it to? Again, how are we defining that? What do we have to do to get to that next step? Because now, I can write a song about taking a bubble bath with a rubber ducky, and it could get 50 million streams on Spotify or go viral on TikTok or anything like that. But before there was a bit of gatekeeping, for better or worse, that really influenced the way things were handled, really influenced the way music got to the masses. And now with that not being there, there's a ton of musicians. There's a massive gap of what do you do? We're running around like a chicken with its head cut off. We got this music. Oh, listen to this, listen to that. But then it's still going nowhere. So I think to really define the next step, or define success, you have to define the next step to get to where you want to be.
So would you also that was extremely deep and very very well put.
3 words.
Yes.
Yeah. Success.
Longevity is for me a sign of a success. So having longevity is not so much about selling millions of records, because there are many artists and bands out there that have not sold millions of records, but they can go out, they can tour, they have their niche group of people, but they can go out and tour without even a record deal. For me, that's a sign of a successful career, but being able to have that, without the support of a record label, without the support of having a hit song, just being able to go out there and tour.
Okay. Do you think
be able to go out there and tour without all of the backings?
Do you think any of the TV talent shows had any influence on what he said as well, as far as
I'm gonna say depending on the TV, depending on the show. Now I will say the old American Idol, a lot of those people are performing. I mean, you got an EGOT that came off American Idol. You got Jennifer Hudson, who didn't win, but she's an EGOT. You got the dude the dude that's fronting Queen now, Adam Lambert. So. There's Fantasia, there's Ruben Studdard. Those people are still out making money, and a couple of them don't even have record labels, and they're out making money.
Okay.
Real quick?
Yes, chime.
I think what we really just learned here is that Dell is a huge American Idol fan.
Yes, he is. Yeah, no kidding.
The old American
Idol.
Idol, but I watched it.
I feel like Paul.
But he says he's going to say 3 words, but I'm going to say what I think about, like with the American Idol and stuff, is that I think that it made people think that they could become stars right now.
Right.
And it can happen, like it does happen, but then everybody thought, oh, I'm going to and that's not how most people do it.
Right. Absolutely. I know one of the shows, I can't remember which one, that was part of the gig, was spending up till 3:00 in the morning getting ready for tomorrow's show, and to be up at 6 to get ready to go on stage. That working off of that 2.5, 3 hours of sleep that you may have gotten, but now you're stressed out, so you probably didn't sleep at all. So now you got to get back on stage and do what you did yesterday.
Oh no, this is work,
right?
Yeah. Well, then you're that's what I call grinding. Okay.
Yeah.
That was 3 words.
Cigarettes and whiskey.
Cigarettes and whiskey.
As long as I still have those, I'm still being a successful rock band.
That's 3 words.
All right, so for me, success. That's an interesting question, and I've been thinking about it because I thought you might ask that one.
That's part 2. Me?
No.
What? No. I was talking on something else. I didn't talk about this. Stop it. I was talking on the shows, not about.
After y'all leave, you can do the instant replay in the car.
I was talking
Throw
about
the
like
red flag.
what American Idol did, not
Right now through my glasses.
not now that you made me. What was the question? Now you made me even forget what the damn question was.
Success.
Rock and roll, kid.
Success. So that's weird for me because I started playing bass so late. I was 29 before I started playing bass, that I never thought, like, it was always just like a hobby for me. Like, it was just something I did for fun. I played in a cover band. Through playing in a cover band, I discovered I hated playing other people's music, and I wanted to write and just play my own stuff. And like the whole idea of like having a band and doing like recording an album, like I never ever even considered that I would be doing that. I know. I'm just let me tell my story. I know. And like, it's just not something I considered. I didn't like think of myself. Although I got to play like through the cover band, I got to play with musicians in my hometown that I looked up to and admired. Like, I didn't see myself as an artist or a musician. So like doing this, like for me, like I record an album. Holy shit, man. Like that for me personally, that's success as far as this goes, because I never planned on it.
Right.
But as far as like what I would consider success for this, like us as a project for going forward, just being around, writing more music that we love and getting on stage and portraying, showing people that we love what we do, and
that you do.
And we do. I do. I love.
We do.
Every time I get on stage, I love
Absolutely.
playing those songs. Like they're a part of me. Like, it's really personal for me. I remember the first time that we played on stage, as a band with just Del and I and the other guys, the original project where I met him. I was so petrified. I'm like, no one's gonna like anything that I wrote. That's all that I literally stood there, like, right, statue, scared to death.
I'm going to tell you a story.
And I'm asking you to input right there, but not because because I'd never done it.
Right.
Like, this is the first time. Okay, here's me, and it was scary, and it was cool that people like it. What kind of stuff?
Absolutely.
I couldn't have been the Liberty, because how would I play? I can't stand there like this.
Now, for real, cigarette swish are great, but as long as you have an opportunity to be able to get up on stage and play music every night, that's life for me. It's not about money or anything. It's about how you feel in your heart, what makes you happy, and doing what you like to do. Getting the reward from that is fantastic. I mean, you're talking about Spotify or this or that, one of these streaming services. I'll tell you what, if I write music and I could go to my phone and I didn't have to even load it onto my phone, but it plays all my music. Yeah, right on. And I could be anywhere with anybody's phone, and as long as they have the Spotify app or whatever, they're just using that, because we are on Spotify, correct?
Yes.
Go on to Spotify and listen to our album, folks.
Everywhere.
But if I had that ability to do that with the stuff that I write, I would say I'd been successful already. I get to listen to it whenever and wherever I want, just by pushing a little icon on a phone.
Right.
It's fantastic. Cool. Because that's
Awesome.
all I want to listen to.
Definitely. Well, fellas, I want to thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure and an honor. And
Ours.
I can't wait to get to see you guys live again. Stars have to align with.
You will soon. Actually, you will soon. Aren't you gonna be at? Are you gonna be at 4th Hours? 4th Hours.
I don't know.
Okay.
Stars have to align with everything we have going on here, because we're so busy. Not to mention the little ones. So we.
Well, I want to shout out to 4th Hour as well for letting us play at their CD release. So
Yes.
coming up some, so we thank them for that as well.
Awesome. And again, thank you guys for being here. It's always fun with you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
One more.
Penny
and Travis.
Ah.
I cannot forget them. I'm so sorry.
Never forget.
Got to
Penny
give
and
it up to
Travis.
Rockin' Free Live because they have definitely been ride and die with us, and I got to give it up to Penny and Travis because they've pretty much they've been with me and Brian since the beginning. So got to give it up to them as well. And then, like I said, give it up to Tommy as well. For pushing us and dropping knowledge as well. So got to give it up to all of them.
Well, it's cool because you guys have mentioned Stereo Rex or members from Stereo Rex, and then Tommy, and fortunately they get to be here on obviously separate dates, but next month they'll be here for interviews. So feeling blessed.
So I'm putting it out there. Paul better mention Burn Bridges. I'm putting it out there. I support Stereo Rex.
Well, you gave him a drummer, so you better say hi to him.
Again?
Yeah, I want to say one more thing. I want to say that, I think it's important to us that we support like all the other artists and stuff that are in the scene, and I would love, and we do, we try to go out and see bands that we like and are trying to support and all that good stuff, and I would one of the things I noticed and I'd like to say that I think that would like to see change in the scene is when bands show up, bring your people, stay and watch all the other bands. Don't leave. Don't play your set and leave. Just hang out. Try to support everyone. We're all here together. Let's just support each other. I think that's the best thing that this scene could see is everyone getting together and hanging out and sticking around.
Absolutely, definitely.
So,
Stick around, support each other, and have all the fun you can because it's great.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily add to that because I have left early, but not to add to that, I do just want to say we genuinely love all the opportunities we do get to play. It's a wonderful,
absolutely
wonderful thing to be a part of. It's a wonderful place to be, and we again just thank you for having us. Thank you for all the opportunities. We are grateful, and if you see us around at one of our shows, you're playing with us, come up, have a chat with us.
Come give him a hug.
Apparently, come give me a hug. I prefer fist bumps.
He wants a hug.
But hugs are cool. Hugs are cool, just not too tight. No back rubs. But no, come say hi. Come. I personally just want to get to know everybody that I can. So, if you see us at a show or you're playing with us, come have a chat. Don't be afraid to say hi. We love talking to everybody. We love meeting people. And again, we look forward to playing and being with everybody that we can. And look forward to playing all these gigs. And thank you again to Yeti Radio for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once again, burnbridges.com. That's BURNDBRIDGES.com.
I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight at the Yeti Radio, live on Twitch and YouTube. And it's Burn Bridges, and we're going to close out tonight with the infamous
Cigarettes and whiskey.
Feeling down, full of sorrow, broke, nothing left to borrow. This feeling is driving me insane, round and round, the same old game. I got no the same old game. My cigarettes and whiskey remain. My cigarettes and whiskey remain. Everything that we've been going through, life and all its problems, you see, I just keep pouring them down. Yeah, the lingering smoke, the cloud of haze, the sea of whiskey to wash away those long lost days. You see, I just gotta get up and leave it all behind. Yeah! The lingering buzz, the cloud of haze, the sea of whiskey to wash away those lost days. Until the bartender one more shot, while this feeling is still hot. This whiskey hits the spot. One more drag, stiffing up the past. I'm gonna know what to blame. My life is still the same. I'm playing the same old game. My cigarettes and whiskey remain. My cigarettes and whiskey remain. My cigarettes and whiskey remain.
It's the Yeti Radio. Burn Bridges live in the studio. Thanks everybody for joining us. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the interview and the music. And stay tuned because you got a whole lot coming from Burn Bridges. BurnBridges.com. Check them out on all their social media as well. I'm the Yeti. Thank you for being here. Peace out.